Fly ball to right field off the bat of Alexis Wilson. Fletcher grazing over into foul territory and makes the running catch for out number 1 to begin this third. So, John.
Hold on a second. You just interrupted my introduction, my 30-minute bio for a foul ball.
Well, it was an out. Sometimes those are important, but you're right. You're right.
All right, let's start again.
John O'Hurley, who has quite the resume. Let me pull out the whole ticker tape here.
Oh, here, shh. I'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the man who killed Seinfeld in a career that began 35 years ago with a badly lip-synced version of the Yellow Rose of Texas for a K-Tel record commercial of Mitch Miller's greatest hits. Since then, he's managed to kill 3 series of his own, 4 soap operas. He's guest starred on more than 50 television shows. Not one is still on the air. And during sweeps the golden week of television ratings, he managed to take not 1, not 2, but 3 shows off the air in 1 week. Ellen, Seinfeld, and Damon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grim Reaper of television, John O'Hurley. Now, that only took 2 strikes.
That's true. No foul balls. Should I warn my editors and producers back at the station? Because it sounds like our future might be a little bleak with the way you just set that whole thing up.
We're going down in a blaze of glory.
No, we're honestly thrilled to have you here with us.
Oh, it's nice to be here. What a beautiful night, beautiful park. What lovely people here tonight.
Thinking about how big of a Red Sox fan you are. Who'd you watch up growing, idolizing in terms of the Red Sox?
Believe it or not, and I'm 64 years old. So I had the opportunity when I was 3 and 4 years old, I believe, to watch the last 2 seasons at Fenway Park of Ted Williams.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know how great he was. You couldn't, as a 3 or 4 year old, you'd have no appreciation for the game. The only reason you want to go to a game is because you might get to stay up past midnight. You know what I mean? That's the big goal. But the Red Sox were always part of the dynamic of the household, and so I still watch every game. In fact, I was talking in between the break. I said I watch 162 games a year. Believe it or not, if I'm on Broadway, the conductor can be knocking the baton down there, 3, 2, 1, and I'm still watching the game backstage, and I have to put down MLB.com. So there, and I love that because that means whoa!
Go ahead, take it.
That was a classic base hit, absolutely classic. Coming into the plate, you bet he was safe. And you got no replay to look at, mister.
That's Trey Holmes with an RBI single, scoring Joey Rose, as the Cougars take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third.
He came around the back of that plate, hit it down good.
And that was a play-by-play of John O'Hurley, joined with us on the airwaves tonight. I do want to tell you one quick story or note or tidbit. I grew up watching the reruns of Seinfeld.
Well, we're still filming the reruns.
Yeah, right? Well, it was on so often. My dad would always put it on around dinner time. And the sound, the jazz beat bop, whenever I hear that, I kind of start to salivate like it's dinner time.
It's isn't it funny how that slap bass was just so definitive for that show.
It was like reverse Pavlov's dog.
You'd start smiling. Well, that's the fun of the show. The show it will live in infamy. And I always try to figure out why. It was a little bit like, it's like home cooking. You know what I mean? Okay. It's like when you zip past the Seinfeld episode, you'll stop and you go, "Let me watch this. Which episode is it?" Oh yeah, I love that. It's like home cooking. Right. It's like as mom's home cooking. You always, you say, "Oh, I love that."
It's one of the shows where people who watch it every single day,
even though you know the plot.
That's what I was going to say. They still laugh.
Even
though they know what joke is coming, they know what Kramer's going to say.
You got a second for an interesting story?
Please, we got all the time in the world.
The first time I was on that show, my first episode, I went to the table reading. They had handed me the catalog of J. Peterman, and they said they wanted me to sound the way the catalog was written in this long kind of Hemingway-style adventure story.
Okay.
Well, I had no idea what I was doing, so I said, well, it sounds a little bit like a 40s radio drama and a bit of a bad Charles Kuralt. So, but the thing was, as we read through the script with NBC and all the producers and everybody there, this first time everybody sat at a table and read the script, I called my manager right after that, and I go, this show's not funny. This is the #1 show on TV. It's not funny. Now, what I found out is that the show doesn't read funny. The scenes are funny. There are no jokes in the show. There are no setup jokes where you deliver a punchline. The standard that standard sitcom. There wasn't any, and that's what made Seinfeld different.
That makes so much sense.
The
John
scenes were
O'Hurley,
funny.
I wish we had all game with you. Thank you so much for coming.
I tell you what, let's cancel the game, and you and
All
I
right.
are going to talk, and that's what it's going to be.
All right, stay tuned for a podcast with John O'Hurley. Thank you very much.
I had a
Enjoy
great
the rest of your day in Kane
I
County.
sure will. Great to be with you.
It's 1-0 Cougars. We head to the fourth. AM 1280 WBIG.